What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, we've got the brand new Lux Vapor Logic from Discmania. This is a Klein signature series, and I think this is a pretty long-awaited drop for all of you who have been enjoying the Logic over the first few years of it being around. Now you finally have a premium Logic to add to your bag. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to show you guys the profile of the Lux Vapor Logic compared to the new S-Line P2. I think they are similar enough to where it was worth at least showing you guys the profiles. I'm not going to compare the flights of the two of them, but I thought it was notable enough to show you guys that the profile is very similar. But if you feel like the P2 is just slightly too deep for you, the Lux Vapor Logic is very slightly more shallow and might be comfortable for you if the P2 is not. We're here at Eastway Park. We're going to play 9 holes here with the Klein Signature Series Logic. And overall, it feels pretty good in the hand. Again, I think the P2 is just a little bit too deep for me. So this is a really great compromise. Again, for those of you who don't love the P2, you're going to like the feel of the Logic a lot more. Oh, off the pole, let's go. Good start. All right, starting off with a pole hit. That's always a good sign here. Held that turnover line really nicely. And people want these more premium plastics, hopefully adding a little bit of stability to the throw. I'm not a super experienced Logic thrower, but this is a great opportunity to test that stability. Got a slight headwind, and we have to clear this OB. Going straight for days with a nice, stable finish. That's actually a really solid flight. All right, we're gonna put ourselves about 250 feet out here. Give myself more of a realistic upshot. When it comes to the plastic, the Evolution line is produced by Latitude 64. So with that being said, you already know that the quality is going to be top-notch. Anything that Latitude 64 produces has been top-notch quality for a long time, and there's nothing different here. This is really nice quality plastic, not too flexy, not too stable, good premium, durable feeling plastic. Yeah, anything, again, produced by Lat 64, I'm usually always a fan of. They've been doing things really well over there for a really long time. Put even a little Annie on that. Went pretty far, kind of shanked it and grip locked it, but you could really see the stability. I started it pretty hard on Annie. It went straight for a long ways and then still had the integrity to kind of fade out at the end. And I think that's what people want out of a premium Logic, just that 1 or more 2 ticks of stability seems to make all the difference when you're approaching the basket with confidence. Hole 3 requires usually at least a mid-range for me, maybe even a fairway or distance driver if I really want to push going really far and then really left. But again, throwing this good and hard is going to be the best way to show you guys how this flies. Let's throw it really hard on a slight hyzer. So for me, pretty hyzer, slightly nose up. Did not have any idea about picking up and turning to the right at all. Just wanted to hold that hyzer line. And I think that's what Klein loves about these premium Logics, is it's going to hold that line that you put it on. You saw earlier in the video on hole 1, I put it on Annie and it held the Annie. And there I put it on hyzer and it held the hyzer. So in my eyes, I would label it as a very point and shoot type of disc. So the second shot on hole 3, I really like to approach the basket with a putter forehand shot. And a lot of times putters like this can't handle the off-axis torque of a forehand throw. So we'll forehand it on a slight hyzer and see if it just holds the hyzer or if it has any idea of popping up. So wanted to pop up and turn a little bit more. And what that tells me is if you are a power thrower or your throw has a lot of off-axis torque, you'll probably get a little bit more turn out of your backhands than I do. And if you throw it on forehands, it's going to be better for like straight hyzer flip shots and turnover flicks, but probably not stable enough to be like a forehand upshot disc or a flex forehand type disc. But with that being said, with the forehand shot shaping with this disc, I don't think anybody's buying the Lux Vapor Logic for flex forehand shots. I just want to be clear and open about how it flies on each and every line and not just what I would throw it for. So hole 4 here, we got a nice short one here. Let's see if we can't get it to hold the turn on a shorter shot here. Give her a little ace run. So even on those shorter shots, if you start it on ante, it's going to just hold the ante. And I feel like the Lux Vapor Logic is doing that a lot better than a lot of other premium throwing putters on the market. And it really, truly does want to hold the line. As long as you're not throwing with a ton of off-axis torque, this is a very nice point and shoot disc. We just need to try it on like straight flat lines to see if it'll stay flat or if it wants to turn. But I feel like if the hyzer stays on hyzer and the ante stays on ante, I feel like the flat is pretty much just going to stay straight and then fade slightly at the end. We're going to take a quick pit stop here to the turf. This is usually always occupied by soccer players. It's a very rare sighting to be out here and no one's here. So we're going to throw a full power hyzer, a full power flat shot, and a full power anhyzer, just so we can get an open field setting of how this thing is flying. So far, I'm actually really enjoying this. And I don't even have a throwing putter in my bag that I like right now. And I think this might just jump straight into the main bag. I've been just leaning into my mid-ranges, lightweight fuse so much because I don't have a putter that I really love. This thing is sick. Flies really great. We'll go full power hyzer. There's a little bit of a headwind coming in, holding it a little extra straight. But it did not want to flip up and turn at all, which is exactly what you want if you want to feel confident with the disc. You want it to hold those lines. All right, we're gonna go flat, pretty much full power with a touch of height here. I think that's pretty flat, but look how it wants to just hold that line forever. Having it pretty much flew the same into the tailwind as it did the headwind. It's so consistent. All right, last open field shot here. We're going high anhyzer into the headwind. So it's important to know that I am going into a headwind so that this is going to turn even a little bit more than it usually would. And it wants to just flatten out. No matter what line you put it on, it just holds. That disc is like the perfect do-it-all throwing putter. When I watched Kyle Klein's in the bag, I was like, why does he only bag Logics? And it makes sense now because the Logic really is just a do-it-all disc. Hey guys, quick interruption. Today's video is sponsored by Disc Golf Deals USA. If you want to save some money, use the link in the description below. And it's hard to get discounts on Discmania discs. So if you don't have the Cosmic Fury yet, you can use my code and save yourself some money. Link in the description below. Let's get back to it. Hole 6 is a dead straight 270-foot par 3. This is the type of hole I tend to want to lean into a little bit higher shot on the hyzer flip, but I'm really going to have to trust the stability of the Cosmic Fury here and just kind of hit the line straight and then trust the disc to just stay straight the whole way. That's a buttery biscuit right there. That Kyle Klein Lux Vapor Logic holds any line you put it on. We've seen it hold the hyzer, we've seen it hold the ante, and we just saw it hold a pretty high level flat and straight shot. And I can see why Kyle likes this disc so much. It flies so nice. And this is a hole that you like to birdie, but you don't always get the birdie. It's kind of one of those, so we'll actually putt this guy. Hold that turn. So I didn't quite give it enough ante, and you could see it just held the exact line I put it on. I didn't put it nearly on enough ante for it to just stay turned over. Yeah, I just love, even on the short shots, it's just holding the line. Whether you throw it soft or hard, it just holds the line. Even when you throw it hard, it's not going to turn more than you just saw there. It just holds the shot. All right, I'm really excited. This is actually going to knock my lightweight pure out of my main bag. I just haven't had a putter that I love for a long time. I've had a few, but I keep losing them, and now I've got this Cosmic Fury. This is going straight in the bag. The pure is coming out. Hole 9, one last ace run at glory. Oh, fade. Oh, just a hair too straight, but really clean line. Well, all right. I'm not always a huge fan of the new Discmania discs. I'm a lot more partial to the older runs. And I haven't loved a lot of their new drops, but this thing is absolute fire. This is a win out of Discmania, and I have no choice but to put this in the bag, say goodbye to the Pure, say hello to the Cosmic Fury. Shout out to my boy Kyle Klein. You've got a really nice throwing putter here, and I hope to see a lot of people throwing this disc out on the course. If you want to get yours, you can save money on yours at Disc Golf Deals USA. The link is in the description below. You can get one of these or whatever you want. You can save money. And if you need a disc golf bag, you can go to bergsdiscsports.com, use code ICE20 to save 20% on your disc golf bag. You guys are watching Iceberg TV, and take care.